Hello, it is the 17th day of March 2022, and of course it is another beautiful and exciting day to bring you the newspaper headlines. My name is Cyril Aloysius, reaching you here from Thav TV, Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria, and as always it is and has always been my pleasure to bring you the newspaper headlines. But before I will be doing that for today, as always we'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, the newspaper headlines for you. Do stay with us. Okay, welcome back from that quick break, and I'm taking you straight now to our first paper for today. We have amongst the headlines in the Vanguard, APC, Buhari fires Bello. Buhari fires Bello, says Buni to conduct convention. Buhari fires Bello, says Buni to conduct convention. That's on page 5 of the Vanguard. And next in the Vanguard, we have PDP set to hold presidential primary in May. PDP set to hold presidential primary in May. That's on page 27 of the Vanguard. And next in the Vanguard, we have 2023. I won't step on Buhari's toes. 2023, I won't step on Buhari's toes. Tinubu tells APC senators, reps, I won't step on Buhari's toes. Tinubu tells APC senators, reps. That's on page 9 of the Vanguard. And next in the Vanguard, we have Electoral Act Amendment Request. Electoral Act Amendment Request, FG, to consider all options available. FG, to consider all options available. That's according to Malami on page 8 of the Vanguard. And next we have here Anambra upbeat as Soludo takes over today. Anambra upbeat as Soludo takes over today. That's on page 25 of the Vanguard. Next in the Vanguard, we have energy crisis. Buhari apologizes. Why crisis may linger by industry leaders. Energy crisis. Buhari apologizes. Why crisis may linger by industry leaders. That's on page 8 and 20 of the Vanguard. And lastly, in the Vanguard for today, we have British High Commission refutes claims of student work family visa suspension. British High Commission refutes claims of student work family visa suspension. I beg your pardon. British High Commission refutes claims of student work family visa suspension. That's on page 29 of the Vanguard. And taking you straight now to our next paper for today, we have here the Daily Sun. Amongst the headlines in the Daily Sun, PDP to pick presidential candidate on May 29th. PDP to pick presidential candidate on May 29th. Aspirants to pay 40 million naira. Gobber 21 million naira for nomination forms. Aspirants to pay 40 million naira. Gobber 21 million naira for nomination forms. Party to decide on zoning in 2 weeks. Party to decide on zoning in 2 weeks. That's on page 38 of the Daily Sun. And next we have here, Buni gets Buhari's full backing. Buni gets Buhari's full backing. President orders governors, APC chieftains to work with acting party chair. Warns against reckless, divisive utterances. Warns against reckless, divisive utterances. That's on page 6 of the Daily Sun. Next in the Daily Sun, we have Government explains national grid collapse. Government explains national grid collapse. That's on page 38 of the Daily Sun. And next in the Daily Sun, we have Senate passes Money Laundering Act Amendment Bill. Senate passes Money Laundering Act Amendment Bill. That's on page 14 of the Daily Sun. And lastly, in the Daily Sun, we have Ohanaeze insists Southeast will not accept VP slot. Ohanaeze insists Southeast will not accept VP slot, Vice President slot. That's on page 38 of the Daily Sun. Urges APC, PDP, others to zone ticket to region. Other urges APC, PDP, and others to zone tickets to region. Right? That's the much we can take in the Daily Sun. Taking you straight now to our next paper for today. We have here in This Day newspaper, in letter to Bagudu, Buhari direct return to status Quarante in APC. In letter to Bagudu, Buhari direct return to status Quarante in APC. Next we have convention. Yari undermines APC zoning. Yari undermines APC zoning. Obtains chairmanship form. Yari undermines APC zoning. Obtains chairmanship form. That's on page 41 of This Day. Next we have PDP NEC sets up 37-man committee over presidential ticket. PDP NEC sets up 37-man committee over presidential ticket. Next we have here Chinua Achebe's son, Chidi, wins U.S. Bard Award in Medicine and Science. Chinua Achebe's son, Chidi, wins U.S. Bard Award in Medicine and Science. That's on page 5 of This Day. And next in This Day, we have including litigation, FG considers 3 options to address Electoral Act impasse. Including litigation, FG considers 3 options to address Electoral Act impasse. And lastly on this day, we have power outage, fuel scarcity. President apologizes to Nigerians. Power outage, fuel scarcity. President apologizes to Nigerians. Right, that's the much you can take on this day. Taking you straight now to the Punch newspaper for today. You want more details on those headlines you heard, do get a copy of the newspapers for yourself. All right, amongst the headlines here in the Punch, we have El Rufai, other APC governors lose out. El Rufai, other APC governors lose out. Buni meets Buhari, returns today. El Rufai, other APC governors lose out. Buni meets Buhari, returns today. Next in the Punch, we have Tinubu berates presidential aspirants over defections. Sells bid at National Assembly. Tinubu berates presidential aspirants over defections. Sells bid at National Assembly. Next we have here Ondo shoemaker claiming self-defense stabs landlord's son to death. Ondo's shoemaker claiming self-defense stabs landlord's son to death. That's on page 5 of the Punch. And next we have Yoruba Nation, Akintoye. Others ask court to stop Ekiti Osun pools. Yoruba Nation, Akintoye. Others ask court to stop Ekiti Osun pools. That's on page 8 of the Punch. And next in the Punch we have Banks' total assets rose by 8.25 trillion naira. In 2021, banks' total assets rose by 8.25 trillion naira in 2021. It's according to CBN report. That's on page 25. And lastly, in the Punch for today, we have blackout. FG blames gas shortage. FG blames gas shortage. Vandalism. OK's 40 billion naira for discourse. Blackout. FG blames gas shortage. Vandalism. OK's 40 billion naira for discourse. That's on page 22 of the Punch. Okay, that's the much we can take on today's segment of today's paper review. And right about now, we'll be going over to our discussion segment, a segment where we discuss on some of the headlines in today's papers. Before we do that, we'll go on this quick break. And when we come back, straight to the discussion segment. Don't go away.
Have you registered for your permanent voter's card? I mean, your PVC. There is a Nigeria we all seek, a place where love, peace, security, and unity can reign supreme.
Waste no time. We want a country where peace and justice will be the order of the day.
Unfortunately, there's a problem. One big challenge this generation has to solve.
Our country cries for help every day. We need able and capable hands to lead and direct.
These capable hands can be you. Have you gotten your PVC? Have you registered for the ongoing voting process? Don't say your vote does not count. Yes, it does.
Have you gotten your PVC? Your apathy towards Nigeria's electioneering process will further inhibit our collective growth and development as a nation. Your refusal to participate and engage will keep us at a standstill. So be intentional.
I have my PVC. Your votes, your voice would go a long way in preventing absolute destruction of this country and the future of our children, the hope of tomorrow.
The 2023 Nigerian elections are just around the corner. Go out and get heard. Don't forget, your vote, your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited. All right, guys, you're welcome back from that short break. And joining me in the discussion segment for today is one of our familiar faces. By that person I'm talking about, Mr. Victor. Mr. Victor, you're welcome to the show today.
Thank you.
Mr. Victor, straight to the business of the day. The sacking of Bello by Buhari is one of the major headlines in almost every newspaper for today. So I don't know what you make of that particular headline.
I'm surprised they used the word sack. I think they could have gone softer. Using the word on using the term sack for Bello, I think is too harsh. Yes, because Bello, mind you, he is still the deputy. He was just brought in to fill in the gap of his boss, which is the Buni, the interim chairman. Yes. Remember, Buni left the shores of the country because of his health, and there were issues within the party that he was dragging foot about March 26th, that's the date for the convention, that he had plans to postpone it. So El-Rufai and the other 19 governors complained to the presidency to say, see, we need to find a way, put in the deputy to run the affairs till Buni gets back. So using the term sack, I think, is inappropriate. And yesterday, Mr. Buni, or His Excellency, after all, he's a governor of a state of Sokoto. So he was able to go see the president in London. They even had a photo op.
So he'll be the one in charge of the convention now.
Hopefully, that is if the convention holds. Yes, 26 is just by the corner, but they are still having some internal crisis. The next meeting,
as long as he has the backing of the president now. So what else does he need?
it's not just about the presidency, because you still have organs of the party. You still have people that run. It's not just about the president. Okay, there are people agitating already. You know, there is a circular with respect to zoning of various positions. That is the issue right now, because the initial circular has been trashed. There is another circular that is coming up to show to reshuffle the already made positions. Okay, already made zones that will take each position. So there is internal crisis for sure, because even in the southwest, you have Omishore, the former governor of Osun State. He's battling that with Akande and Tinubu. In fact, there is a triangle of issues going on because of BC Akande and Omishore already has their own internal issues way back Obasanjo time. I don't want to take us so back. But yes, there are issues. In fact, in each geopolitical zone of the APC, there is an issue. In Rivers State, South, there is an issue. Amechi wants his own clique to be there. Magnus Abe wants his own clique to be there. So it all continues. So what am I saying? If they don't keep their house in order from now till March 26th, I don't think that convention will. I don't think it will hold.
It might cost them the presidency and other offices come the.
Yeah, if they don't keep their house, that one is for sure. And also, yes, the news that Bello has been sacked. I'm quite sympathetic with Bello, because it's like he was just brought out to be shamed. Somebody that was on his own as deputy, he was doing his job as a deputy. All of a sudden, he said, "Okay, I'm anointing you. Go there and represent us. Go and lead." All of a sudden, you are telling him to step back again. Okay,
like he's not capable.
Since the news came up that Buhari might be reconsidering bringing back Buni, you find out that since this week, Bello has not been at the APC secretariat.
But if he was on his own and he was called up to, take up such responsibility, and he knows that he won't be able to deliver according to the level that is required, shouldn't
No, it's not his fault. He was doing his job, not until INEC wrote. Remember, INEC wrote to APC because you are supposed to have the convention today. Their NEC meeting today.
Yes.
They are supposed to have the NEC meeting today. But INEC wrote them that, see, you can't have such meeting without your recognized interim chairman not signing on the papers. Bello was the one that signed on the papers. Do you get that? So INEC came to say, see, this meeting that you guys are about to hold, we will not be there, we will not be present there because you did not do the official thing. That means writing through your interim chairman and not Bello.
Okay. Unfortunately, because of time, we would not do much on that particular headline. Soludo's swearing in happening today. I don't know what you make of that particular headline, because do you see that as first step in the right direction for the people of Anambra State moving forward?
Yes, if you notice, it's more like a breath of fresh air, because, in quotes, Soludo is young. And I remember, not too young to run has been a thing in Nigeria, okay? And bringing someone from his experience, is so unique. Okay. Well, Anambra has been good when it comes to bringing in technocrats to handle the affairs of their states. Mind you, Obiano, a former bank MD, now Soludo, an economist, a high-level economist and with international background, and he still contracts for international brands up to date. So this is more like breath of fresh air. In fact, Anambra, if you check, Anambra is really growing. Okay, I really applaud the past government, as in the outgoing government, as in the government of Willie Obiano, because if you find out that one, he was able to bring an airport, Okay?
Yes.
That airport is a cargo and a passenger airport. And mind you, Anambarians will travel from let's say from Oka. You travel from Oka, cross Onitsha, head to Asaba before taking an air trip out of Anambra. So he brought that. And mind you, Anambra is an economic hub of the southeast. Okay. So bringing in that cargo airport, find out that persons, it's definitely
going to help the economy.
Going to help their economy. And he was also able to bring in a very good insurance policy, a state insurance policy that if you're able to pay 12,000 naira, you can get a good health plan with 12,000 naira, just 12,000 naira. And from the information I gathered, from the information I gathered, the people are really benefiting from that. Also, he was able to build 12 technical colleges. Anambra is a place that you notice that they are skillful by hands,
yes,
by mind, and
highly industrial.
Yes. So setting up those 12 technical schools around the state will really help in terms of the creative minds. Okay. Now down to the politicking improper. You find out that Anambra is not a boiling point when it comes to politics. You don't hear all those crazy issues happening here and there in some states where they are infighting. In some states where you just come that you hear that the governor has sacked the deputy, or the speaker of the assembly has impeached. No, Anambra is quite a peaceful place when it comes to politics, and majorly safety. The safety of the Anambarians really improved. Back then, you can't head to Headsbridge to even transact. In fact, walking on the road alone, you will hold your pocket so tight, or those guys, the bad guys, will come against you. So he really played a big role. Not that crime has really reduced. It hasn't. Not that crime has gone to near zero. No, because even when I took a trip that was in 2020, September of 2020, I was around their market, Mpo market, and when it got to 7 o'clock, people around there told me, "Guy, you need to leave this place. Just go home."
It was that bad.
I had to stop everything I was in at that time.
It was that bad.
And I left that area.
Okay, Mr. Victor, if I get you correctly, you're saying that the appointment and swearing in of Soludo is really a step in the right direction for the people of Anambra State.
Yes, and I also have to applaud the incoming governor for not spending so much in the swearing-in ceremony. The swearing-in ceremony is the expensive is so the cost is so minimal. They wanted to do it at their International Convention Center, where Obiano built a multi-billion-dollar convention center. I must also applaud him. It's a nice, very nice
state of
the art structure. But Obiano said that he just doesn't want crowd, because that hall can take, or the building can take about 13,000 persons. But he said that he does not want crowd. He wants to go low on the number of persons that will be there. Also, that he even wanted to do this inauguration at a community called Oboko in Obaru local government. Oboko is a very will I say, they have is a home of slum. Okay, it's quite. I'm trying to use the best word for that community. Well, they are under the ladder. Okay, you know what that means? They are lacking in terms of social amenities and welfare. So he wanted to go down. I think he's a grassroots man. He wanted to go so low, go to that community and be inaugurated there. In fact, he also mentioned that after the inauguration ceremony, that he's going over to that Oboku to give them hope, to give the people hope there that he is coming to revive their communities.
Okay, let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope that Soludo is actually the right man to take the people of Anambra forward.
I'm optimistic.
Yes, sir. All right. Buhari's apologies to Nigerians over fuel scarcity and power outage. What do you make of it? Do you see it as a hypocritical act, or you see it as genuine?
He took the words off my mouth because, okay, just same yesterday that he made that statement. You find out that he was admonishing his party members, the APC. So I think why making the statement about the apology, more like let the people not just be like I only talked about the APC, because he was like, okay, please let's allow Buni to finish his tenure, and please party members, please don't fight, let there be no infighting, please.
Do you
think
this government cares about us?
They do not.
Because
we don't need those apologies. We need action. We need action. What happened? Who are the culprits?
I mean,
pull them out. Let's know them.
We are trying.
How can't you punish them?
We are trying to cope, and it's almost like every month or every 2 months we are having a new problem that would further put us in pain and misery. We are still trying to survive or cope with the hike in price of things and all that, and then now fuel, and then again power outage. How do we cope in this country? This is the biggest country in Africa, for crying out loud. We have resources that other nations do not have and are actually dying to have at the moment. So why are we not moving forward? What's really the problem, Mr. Victor? Because it's really appalling. It's really a saddening situation at the moment.
I think people are not being held responsible in this country. And just like the APC, I'm not just here just to talk down on the APC, the government of the APC, no. But why would they be promoting failure? Because they failed. APC has failed the country. Buhari on his own, okay, you have just some moments left. Why can't you use this less than 1 month and 1 year actually? Use this short period and
see how you can
create a legacy for yourself. You failed the masses.
Right, see how you can right some wrongs.
You failed us. You failed the masses. Nigerians are suffering. Today, airlines will be shutting down if nothing is done. They will shut down. And it's not just, okay, I was talking with Mr. Abule yesterday. It's not just about, yes, politicians will, will I say, stop them from making all those their, in quotes, sometimes unnecessary trips. But what about the middle class? There's no more middle class in Nigeria now. What about people that have family and loved ones that they need to run and go and meet due to emergency?
Yes.
It's really not nice.
It's really not nice. It's really not nice.
And come to think of it, I was checking, I was doing a little checkup yesterday on the internet, trying to book a flight from London to Paris. Do you know, booking from London to Paris is just about, averages about $70 to $80 from London to Paris. But in Nigeria, just make a trip from Port Harcourt to Lagos, you are paying more than making a trip from London to Paris. A trip of less than 1 hour here, you are paying way more than $100 to make that trip. And if they continue, if the airlines were like, if we continue with this price, if we continue buying this aviation fuel at this price, the fares will hit 120,000 naira, which is over $200, which is over $250, which is about $250. Now, when you compare, you find out that what are we even doing in this country? And up till now, no name has been mentioned. Nobody is being held responsible. The economy is plunging.
and they want us to believe that they have us at heart. Shortly before we call it a day, what do you make of Tinubu's statement to APC senators and reps that he will not step on Buhari's toes?
Well, quite interesting. Okay, he also said that he's not going to step on his toes, but he will step inside his shoes. What a smart one.
I feel it's just a way of, should I say, buying his way up there.
And I was shocked to see the turnout. The turnout was massive for him. The National Assembly members, the APC caucus, they really came out. In fact, they were chanting at the Y. I was like, wow. I was shocked. And come to think of it, you know, let's face the fact. What is happening to APC, the 19 governors versus the Yahoo governors, there must be a side.
But Mr. Victor,
for
sorry to cut you.
Tinubu.
What do you really think about Tinubu becoming the president of this country? Do you really think it tells well for Nigeria in the future that Tinubu becomes president?
Well, when it comes to experience
as a person,
when it comes to experience, I think yes. I'm coming. He worked with an oil and gas firm for a while, then became senator, then became governor. You see the movement. Then he now wants to. In fact, he said this is his lifelong ambition.
All right. So based on experience, you're taking him. Yes, you're taking yes.
Yes, but he has crossed the age mark for me.
Okay.
As we can see, he is not fit. Physically fit.
Okay.
No matter how they paint it, no matter how they try to hold him,
he's not a youth.
I beg you, youth part.
Let us call it. He's not a youth.
No, it's not just about youth. Man, there is well, in Nigeria, a youth can be 55-year-old, 65. Oh, come on, don't you know youth leaders? Youth leaders in this country.
Are you kidding me right now?
No, it's not a new thing now. Go to a community and ask for a youth leader. You see one Papa Lolo. So, I think I don't want a repetition of Buhari personally, because Buhari, let's face the fact,
because
he
that's
isn't
what it looks like actually right now.
Physically fit to serve the nation.
Okay.
You can count how many times he has made. In fact, he has stayed out of the country for almost a year in his 8 years of leadership.
And I think that's what Nigerians are trying to avoid at the moment.
Yes.
They don't want a repetition of that Buhari.
Yes.
You know, whereby you get into office and then you spend the first 1 year or 2 years traveling out for treatment.
We're having a discussion in the office, and one of the guys there was like, if you look at Atiku's face, Atiku's face is strong. You can see that this man, even with his age of 70, going 76, you can see that his face is still strong. But Mr. 69 years of age, see, his face has really dropped. My brother, let's stop deceiving ourselves. It is unfortunate that his health is not in good shape, okay? But we cannot jeopardize that to the presidency of this country. We cannot, because of sympathy or any other form of solidarity to him, we ignore the fact of health. We just have the experience, and the truth of the matter is that Buhari's health really affected his leadership.
Okay, Mr. Victor, thank you so much for your time. Unfortunately, we have to call it a day on today's segment of the newspaper review. And for you over there who has been watching us, thank you so much for sticking there. Without you, we would not be here. This is where we call it a wrap on today's segment of the newspaper review. My name remains Cyril Aloysius, and do well to follow us on all our social media platforms. On Twitter, it's at Thav TV, Instagram, ThavTV_NG, on Facebook, it's at Thav TV, and on YouTube, it's at Thav TV. Until I come your way again next time, do have a wonderful day.